A doping scandal surrounding Chinese Olympic swimmers is heating up as the United States anti-doping chief on Monday demanded a probe into global regulator WADA's handling of the matter, while WADA itself threatened legal action over accusations of a potential cover-up. Named the World Anti-Doping Agency in full, the regulator confirmed on Saturday that some Chinese swimmers had tested positive for a banned drug several months before the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. It came after some media reports alleged a cover-up, which WADA called misleading. The agency has since come under fire after saying it accepted China's findings that the positive tests were due to environmental contamination, not intentional doping.
We had no evidence of wrongdoing.
On Monday, WADA officials hit back at critics during a video press call, explaining in detail why it did not punish the swimmers who tested positive for a substance found in heart medication known as TMZ. WADA General Counsel Ross Wenzel said one of the key factors that point to contamination was the lack of a concrete positive result of TMZ across multiple tests.
The results often varied between positive and negative, so positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, and always at these low levels. Ultimately, these fluctuating negative, positive results were not compatible with deliberate ingestion, not even microdosing.
The Chinese team won 6 medals at the Tokyo Games, including 3 golds. A report by China's doping agency, CHINADA, determined that all the swimmers in question were staying at the same hotel where traces of TMZ were found in the kitchen, the extraction unit above the hall, and drainage units. Though it gave no explanation for how the TMZ might have found its way into the hotel. WADA said it could not conduct any investigations on the ground due to COVID restrictions at the time. Instead, it relied on CHINADA's report, then hired their own scientific and legal experts who tested and accepted the contamination theory.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
WADA officials insisted there was no cover-up and said it would consider legal action against such claims. China's foreign ministry spokesperson on Monday also refuted the media allegations as false. But pressure is mounting from international athlete groups who are questioning why China was allowed to investigate itself. U.S. anti-doping agency CEO Travis Tygart is pushing for a probe into the case.
We have to get to the bottom of how this possibly happened, and more importantly, ensure going into 2024 that athletes that had these positive tests, some sort of justice occurs so we can have some finality.
Ahead of the Paris Olympics this summer, Tygart said it's crucial to clear the matter up, not only so athletes will compete fairly, but also without these doubts lingering in their minds.
Elon Musk lashed out at Australia's Prime Minister on Tuesday. That's after a court ordered his social media company X to take down footage of an alleged terrorist attack in Sydney. The ruling, Musk said on X, meant that any country could control, quote, the entire internet. The post came after an overnight hearing in which Australia's federal court ordered X to temporarily hide videos of the incident a week earlier, in which a teenager was charged with terrorism for knifing an Assyrian priest and others. X said it had already blocked the post from Australian users, but Australia's e-safety commissioner had said the content should be taken down since it showed explicit violence. Although Musk wrote in another post that X had made the attack footage, quote, inaccessible to Australian IP addresses, a Reuters reporter in Australia was able to view the video. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese hit back at Musk hours later.
Well, this guy is showing his arrogance. He's a billionaire over there in the United States who thinks he's above Australian law. This isn't about censorship, it's about common sense and common decency, and Elon Musk should show some.
The standoff is the most recent front in the battle between the world's largest internet platforms and countries and nonprofits seeking more oversight of the content hosted on them. Last month, a U.S. judge threw out a lawsuit by X against a hate speech watchdog. In Australia, the e-safety commissioner fined X last year for failing to cooperate with a probe on anti-child abuse practices, which X is currently fighting in court. Spokespeople for X and the e-safety commissioner were not immediately available for comment.